Another B-Dub podcast. It is brought to you by Schaefer's Oil and also by Allgaier Performance as we are rolling in the month of March and Springfield Raceway getting ready for March Madness coming up this weekend.
It's finally race season, so excited about that. And one of our favorite races of the year every year. And weather looks good. So it did not look good last week, but Jerry made his weather call and made it happen. So Saturday looks like sunny and 75, and Friday looks good too.
Yep. Super late models, Midwest mods, B-class on Friday, bombers, and then late models, legends, Midwest mods, A and B on Saturday, and the pure stocks also 6:45 on Friday and then 6:15 on Saturday. So you ready to rock and roll?
We are close. So finishing up a couple things on what we learned from testing, made some changes, and Braden's going to have to quit playing Fortnite for a little bit tonight and help us on the shock dyno and the spring smasher for a little bit and make some changes that we want to make and to be ready for Thursday night. So Thursday night will be pretty important to test and tune, but good that we got to test a couple weeks ago and learn a couple things. And so we thought we were pretty good, but then when we got there, we weren't. So we'll see what we got and the changes we make, and hopefully they work.
Got Braden today as a special guest. What does he bring to the crew?
Well, he's good at cleaning, and that helps a lot, right? But he's just learning and having a good time, and I always just have a lot of fun with him when he comes, and he likes to keep the car clean for sure. But he learned
shocks, body braces.
Yeah, I was gonna say he
tires.
Yeah, last year at Spoon River, you were on everything. So we wrecked the night before, and so Braden got to be on full body repair at Spoon River last year, so he learned a lot.
Hammered all the body.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah, he was full body repair that day, so he's learned how to fabricate on the fly in the middle of, was that Labor Day or was it Memorial Day weekend?
I thought it was Labor Day.
Yep. We wrecked.
We were busy.
Yeah. What did we do? I can't remember what we wrecked. We wrecked at Fairbury. That seems to be a common occurrence.
Oh, yeah. Your body panel got.
Yep. That seems to be a common occurrence, wrecking at Fairbury. But Braden helped us get everything fixed, and we got it all put back together and ready to go that night. So
did pretty good that night, too.
Yeah. And that track's a lot like Springfield. So you've been all around. You've been to a lot of racetracks, but what's your favorite one you've been to?
Fairbury is really fun. I like going to Springfield. Turkey Bull, that's probably one of my favorites. And then I like going to Lucas Oil. I like to see all the T-shirt trailers and the go-karts and all that stuff.
Still a kid at heart, right? Dirt or asphalt, which one's more fun?
Dirt's more fun to watch because it doesn't take 500 laps.
That is true, but that's we've had this debate on here a lot, Kevin, is the back and forth on, what the new generation, why is dirt so popular? And I think that's the reason. Asphalt's great, but it is a strategy and it does play out. But short track asphalt at I-44 is good though.
That's fun to watch because it's neck and neck the whole time, I feel like.
Yeah, and it's, 50 laps, not 500, so
yeah.
That does good.
That makes it way better.
Been doing any kart racing this winter?
Nope, just baseball. And about to start up baseball in 1 or 2 weeks at South Haven.
It's full baseball season for him. I know there's a Bandolero. I may still air in thunder, but there's a Bandolero test coming, like an open rental test at I-44 Speedway coming the week of Lebanon spring break. So you can arrive and drive, and Aaron's getting all that set up for kids to come do that. And Braden got in a Bandolero last year a little bit until it broke, but he got to drive Sam's car for about 5 laps, and then
it was pretty fun.
Yeah. And
it's a way new experience from a go-kart. It actually looks like a real super late model asphalt car. Inside it, it's pretty fun.
So you've done that. You've done quarter midget. You've ran some quarter midget stuff. Never raced it, but then raced go-karts a little bit last year, and that was kind of your first and only little racing experience. But then we've tested a Bandolero, and maybe, I think my opinion is you watch I think you can build people up and go from, a kid his age, he gets to race go-karts with dad and dad's friends, where like the rest of us have to do a lot more. So, or the rest of people, got to go.
You have to race
travel.
Davenport and all them.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean, we can set him up at a go-kart at a friend's house and race against us in a controlled environment, which I like doing that and teaching him. But I do think, Braden's 12 now, like get him in a Bandolero at I-44 is good because it's a full suspension, it's full cage, and like the kids like it because it looks like a super late model, and then get them laps and move up, Bandolero, then a Legends car. And then after the Legends car, then you decide which route to go. And he's always said that, Dad, I want a Legends car at Springfield. That's what class he's always liked. But so eventually someday we'll get into that. And like we talked about last week, Jet Stovall and those kids moving up, I think it's a pretty important thing and pretty neat thing, really.
Talk about I-44. They've got practice coming up on March 21st, and not too long till the April 4th opener.
Opening night's coming up very quick there. So that'll be good, and looking forward to that. And, we've got to get all of our focus this week's on the dirt side, and I think we got maybe one more dirt race in between. They're supposed to make an announcement one way or the other on that for MLRA, but we are fully committed to MLRA for 2026. So this will be, this is points weekend for us, and kind of getting ready. Everything will be all hands on deck and ready to go.
Got the Spring Nationals. We've mentioned that at Lucas Oil Speedway Friday and Saturday, April 10th and 11th. So it's going to be a big event, and also we talked about this last week. The Modified Touring Series coming up March 26th through the 28th at Lucas. Yeah,
that's always the King of America is always a really cool event. It used to be at Humboldt, now moving to Wheatland, and it's good that it's there. They have the abilities that they have with their campgrounds, second to none. So it's awesome that's going there. And Braden kind of said it. I like going to Wheatland because there's T-shirt trailers and there's go-karts and there's stuff for the family to do. So that'll be a big weekend for them, and kind of kick everything off for the 2026 season there.
Back to I-44, I know Aaron's still looking for a sponsor for the Charger class this year.
Yeah, and that'll be, hopefully they can get something done there. And that class is really sustaining itself and strong there. Of course, without Nick in there, it's kind of, it's bittersweet, but I think Nick raised a lot of awareness in that class. There was 31 Chargers, or I think they call them 4-cylinders. I don't know what they call them at Springfield, but the other night there's 31 entered that night. So pretty cool to see that. And they've got a little series for those cars, and that class has taken off. The touring series on dirt, those went from just an entry level car to they're building them full-fledged race cars. So it's kind of cool to see how that class is evolving and going to the next level for sure.
Yeah. Chargers, Hornets, remember when they were introduced at I-44 Speedway not too many years ago.
Yeah, 2010 was the first year of those, and the original concept was to try to get a $500 race car, which the Crown Vics have kind of taken their place, and it's great. But I always try to look ahead. The Crown Vic is huge. It's a great class. It's the best entry level class that I think there's been in racing in a long time. But they quit making those cars too, so everybody's going to have to, really keep the eye out and look for parts and kind of figure out what to do from there when when you're not there yet, but 5 years from now, that's something that needs to be on the forefront of everybody's mind.
Midway Speedway, they've got Test and Tune coming up on the 20th and the 27th of this month, and then they're opening on Friday, April 3rd.
So it'll be full weekend at Lebanon, then Friday at Midway, Saturday at I-44. That'll be good. Everybody's opening the same weekend, so that'll be a lot of fun there for everybody. And then, so really, racing's here, and that's the we've all been watching on TV. Speed Weeks ended last weekend at Golden Isles, and with maybe the wildest Saturday night feature I've seen for dirt late models in a long time.
Yeah, crazy. From last, second, everything.
Yeah, that was you had everything. You had Trey Mills leading and looking like he was going to get his first win. And I was telling Braden, that is the hardest racetrack, I think, to be right on. It's just very, very technical. And if you miss your entry like Trey did. That's how he got the lead, was being aggressive and being up on the wheel like that. And he missed his entry and it cost him. And then Hudson finished him off there. Pretty wild flip. But then and here come Devin Moran from 22nd. Is that right?
22nd or 23rd, I thought.
To win. And the leader come from dead last. But it's really pretty awesome to see the way that Golden Isles really raced well this week. And I think, they've never had good weather. They've always done it so early that they've done it the right time of year. So we enjoyed watching that. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday were just a Jonathan Davenport show, and he just dominated. It wasn't much to it, but man, Saturday night was...
That was awesome. They said there was 5-6 different leaders that race.
Yeah, the sliders going on Saturday night and the way that race played out was why everybody loves dirt racing right now. Just slide job after slide job. And, man, it was... Somebody had one early in the race. JD and Friday night, JD and Overton traded some good ones, but there was some slide jobs early in the race. Trey Mills threw one that was clean, but man, they were tight and pretty fun to watch on TV, and good crowd there Saturday night. And I think next year it'll be even better because
that race right there, or that weekend.
Yeah. Well, and weather makes a difference. None of us want to sit in the cold. And so when you get to go see good weather like that, and they have good race, it'll put it on the map and hopefully lead to a bigger event there for 2027. And I think drivers will want to go too.
I do think Springfield and Lucas Oil, that's why a lot of people go there, because there's usually good weather, knock on wood.
Yeah. Good weather. And so Springfield is by far, in my opinion, the raciest dirt track around here as far as able to go 2-3 wide, multiple grooves. But I think the changes they've made at Lucas Oil Speedway, I saw sprint cars tested last week on it, just to that was kind of the first laps on it. I thought I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to race so much better. And I think once they see that, I think that they'll do the wall. They'll have to figure the engineering part of that out to make it where it works. But they can get the wall put down next year in 1 and 2, the way they did 3 and 4. I think it's going to really, really help the racing and make it, it's a showcase already, but man, it helped the racing a little bit where you can throw the cushion and have a wall to race all the way around. And it's just going to make a really good show.
So you said you're mapped out on MLRA this year, pretty much.
Yep, that's what we're starting out, and that's the plan. Braden's baseball schedule might change a couple things here and there, but it works pretty good with his schedule, and going to try to chase points in that. And I think there's several others doing that. The normal MLRA guys, I think, will be in there again. So cool to see it back. I'm excited about that. There is some kind of fan vote that went live today. So share, I think you vote on, they're going to have a deal that they're going to share, and you vote on our car or something for, I don't know if it's free pit pass or something. So go share and hook us up there on that. We'll take that. But pretty cool to see Ernie and everybody bringing MLRA back. And, it's a great series. And there's a lot of good series now in our area to race. And I'm excited about that. We went from last year having to travel every week to, getting to kind of be close to home. We're going to Springfield this weekend. There is a tentative date up in St. Louis in a couple weeks, and then back to Wheatland. So we're not really going very far from home here at the beginning of the year, and I'm excited about that.
Now, CompCam Series is going to make an appearance in Poplar Bluff on the 10th of April.
Yeah, I really hope one of those two rains out, because that is for some reason always been my best racetrack, and I want to go to that one, but we'll see. I made the commitment to MLRA, and so maybe the comp race will rain out and they get pushed back a week or something, and I can make it work. But that was one that I definitely want to try to hit up. But we've had a good time going and racing in Poplar Bluff when we went, and usually had pretty good results. So I like going there a lot.
A lot of purse money on the line for the start of the Mars Series up in Iowa on the 2nd of April.
That's an awesome event. We went up there last year at Maquoketa, and big money. World of Outlaws are off that weekend. There'll be a lot of really, really good cars up there, and it's kind of hard not to go up there for that kind of money and, still off last year's points. You're kind of basically locked in there for it's good start money. So
yeah, $7,500 to win on Friday, and then a double on Saturday.
15,000 on Saturday. That's awesome for a regional series, and they do a lot of cool things on that. So awesome to see. I know we're going to hit up a couple of Mars shows close to home, and they're coming to Lucas at the end of the year for their first appearance there, and it'll be cool to go hit those up and see those guys. But a really awesome series they got going on there, and they go to really, really good racetracks too. Like we talked last week, Iowa and Illinois dirt, you can't hardly beat it.
Well, not a four-peat for Tyler Reddick this weekend in Phoenix, was it?
No, it was not. And Blaney, man, to come from the back twice, had 2 loose wheels and come from the back. I'm not a Phoenix fan, but I am starting to. I used to be. I loved the old layout. It really raced good, but this new layout, the new car, it has not produced until yesterday, and boy, it really produced and put on a really good show. I think the record number of lead changes and a record number of cautions. So 2 things that probably make people want to tune in and watch. And that race kind of had everything. It had strategy. It had some wild, chaotic wrecks, and then it had cars coming. Blaney came from the back twice, so you can't say you can't pass there. But that was the first race on the new big horsepower package that technically the road course was, but this new short track package for NASCAR with the increased horsepower and a little bit less drag and softer tires. And look what it produced. It produced a great race and a lot of comers and goers all day. So a pretty good, awesome result.
Isn't that what most of the fans have been calling for?
For years, and I don't understand. They got smart people there, way smarter than us. But according to NASCAR, this was an OEM problem. I don't know if you've seen the mess that Formula One had this weekend. I did not watch I don't watch Formula One. I like to tune in once in a while and watch the first lap. But Formula One's in a major problem with their fans because the car manufacturers are mandating so much of the rules because they're the ones spending all the money, and it just killed the product. So it sounds like the drivers were all unhappy and everybody was unhappy at the race there this weekend. So it was interesting to see how that problems NASCAR had, Formula One has had is having, and looks like their next 2 races are going to be canceled. And obviously you can't really race in Bahrain right now with what's going on in the Middle East. So I think they got 2 of them over there that it's not going to happen. So we'll see how it goes.
18th career win for Ryan Blaney, took the lead with 10 laps to go. Hollow feeling, I would say, for Christopher Bell. He was ahead for 176 laps.
Yeah, big. Boy, the JGR cars have been so dominant there and nothing to show for it the last few races. And Kyle Larson made some noise there at the end a couple times, but just never was able to finish off the deal. So, you know that the Gibbs cars are got to be getting ready to win one, right? But it's different world. Like 2311 won the first 3 races. So you got to see where that's kind of, it's got to be digging at them a little bit, right? And then Penske, though, at Phoenix are dominant there. Blaney and Logano have both been so good there. Logano, I felt like, made a mistake and caused a pretty massive pile up there. And he's got to have a rough week. They tore a lot of stuff up. And there's a lot of those guys there's a lot of guys that are deep in a hole right now in points. Chase Briscoe's had 2 dominant cars with nothing to show for it and bad finishes. And I love the new point system going back the old way. But man, does it really, when you have a bad night, it hurts and it hurts. And that's the way it is though for us. If you go and you run the first 2 races here this weekend with MLRA and you have good top 10 results and you leave there in the top 10 in points, your whole year is just smooth. You go in there and get yourself buried and leave about 18th in points, and it is miserable and it's hard to get back. Been there, done that. When you get buried like that, you can't. It's so hard to claw your way out. And I've been the other way. We've left pretty good in points. You leave in the top 10 in points, and it's just much easier to start out the year and maintain than it is to chase and try to claw your way back up.
Good weekend for Penske all the way around as far as the IndyCar goes.
Yeah, they won the IndyCar too, so they kind of swept the weekend. And what did you think of that? They were both the series be at the same place, same time.
That's kind of unusual, kind of new. I would say it's probably going to be pretty popular.
There's a great crowd Saturday for the IndyCar race. I think once or twice a year, it's a really good idea to put everybody together. I think I did hear that the series and the track's got to figure that out, where the IndyCar guys, if you had a hard card for the Cup Series, they assumed they could go in the IndyCar garage or vice versa, and it was different credentials or different insurance. They need to figure that out. Where if you got a hot pass or whatever, you go from garage to garage where the drivers can mingle, and a lot of them, they're not going to. You're there to race and focus on your job at hand, but pretty interesting.
Justin Allgaier, he wins the O'Reilly Series race on Saturday.
Pretty awesome to see. He's so good there, and what could be his last full-time season in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. I saw a stat, only guy to win in the Nationwide, Xfinity, and now O'Reilly Series now. He's won in all three, so pretty cool. He just missed by a couple of years getting a race in the Busch Series, but all three names and won in all of them. So Kyle Busch will join that. I'm assuming we'll join him at some point, but there's not going to be very many that have done all three, and it's pretty cool that he's had the career that he's had. You were talking about Penske. That was the thing I was reading on social media. Is like, what if Penske would have stuck it out with him? What could he have done there? Everything's going to work out for him. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame for, just things he's done in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, champion, and kind of the guy in that series. That's what he's going to go down as. So pretty cool for him. He's going to end up in the Hall of Fame anyways, but you kind of wonder if Penske would have just stuck that out, what would have happened for both parties involved there.
No, a truck race this weekend. Next is at Darlington on March 20th, and the next Cup race is at Las Vegas next Sunday. Did you follow the Cletus McFarland? Did you see that announcement going to RCR? Did not. So
Cletus McFarland, the YouTuber, is going to Richard Childress Racing for 3 O'Reilly Auto Parts Series races. You're kind of looking at me the same way that I kind of like, I get it. He was on Dale Jr.'s show last week.
That was funny. I've been watching his show with him. That was pretty funny.
So what do you think about Cletus going? Like, you've seen some of his YouTube videos. Like,
he's hilarious.
What a great name for a race driver, though.
Yeah. So his actual real name's Garrett Mitchell. So this
I'm
Cletus
never going to call him that.
Yeah.
Call him Cletus.
Cletus was whatever you call that, a screen name for him to be funny on. It was a 1320 video, and then he's got his own channel now. Braden just said it all, though. I really like him. That guy's funny. I'm looking at too, like, man, this guy ain't got no business being out there, but he's trying to figure out how to make it work. And he's went and bought him a late model. He's very tall. He's like 6'5". So he got a Port City late model, getting ready to get in that. He owns an asphalt racetrack to feed him. He literally bought a racetrack to build content. So he's got tools and he's got a lot of resources. And you listen to the RCR with like how much they're going to help him, I think, a little bit too, but they're going to help him and work with him and help groom him. And I don't think he's ever going to race the Cup Series full time. I think he'd be insane to walk away from what he's got. There's no way he can do what he's going to be needing to do to go race in the Cup Series. But if he can hit and miss 5-10 races a year in the Busch Series, in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series and do well, I think it's good for the sport. It keeps 12-year-olds over here engaged. And that's what you have to do, is get it to where, when I was 12, NASCAR was big. The NASCAR video game was one of the biggest games on the PlayStation.
Only reason I know what Phoenix is, and I knew what Daytona was, is because of the NASCAR game. Like 5 years ago, I used to play. I would always go to Phoenix or Daytona and I would run Chase Elliott's car. It was fun.
That's what has to happen, is kids like Braden's got to be like, hey, this is what's fun. They go to the dirt races. The cars are sideways. They're throwing mud. It's a spectacle that It's better in person. It's like hockey. It's better in person than on TV. And I think that's what it takes is building that up and moving that along to get the next generation of fans in. So this poor kid grew up at the racetrack, so he's kind of one of the unusual ones. But the rest of his generation, there's a racetrack in Poplar Bluff, and I'm going to say 9 out of 10 kids in your baseball team have not been to it. You're probably the only one that's been to the racetrack in Poplar Bluff. Probably the only one that even knows.
Only one, yeah. I've never seen somebody talk about it.
It's just different, different parts of the world. And like there is literally a racetrack where he lives and nobody knows about it. And it's, people know about the racetracks around here and racing's big around here. It could be bigger. There's a lot of people that in your world that, you're in the stick and ball world every day. They don't know about it. And, but the days of the Springfield Fairgrounds and everybody knowing what's going on because it's Ned Reynolds is broadcasting it on KY3 is not happening again. It's that one being on KY3 is not enough. Nobody watches. Everybody gets their things differently, flow and everything. So, different world, but hopefully this week we have a strong week here. If you can't be at Springfield in person, all the MLRA races are on Race On. It is, I think it's $30 a month. Just look it up on your app store. Look it up on, iTunes or if you've got a other kind of phone, Android, however you get your apps on that. It is a great app. I've told everybody it is the second best streaming service there is. In my opinion, you got to give Flow their props. You cannot beat them. They've got it going on.
Wrestling,
baseball. Yeah, they've got it going on. But user friendly, very good production. Race On is better, in my opinion, than Dirt Vision and cheaper. So, but it's a great app. All the MLRA races are on there. They're a huge supporter of MLRA and why MLRA is able to come back. So I encourage everybody to jump on board on Race On. I know the Revival race from Boot Hill was on it last weekend too, but there's been a lot of races on Springfield Raceway on that. So if you get a Race On subscription, you can watch our entire season live or on demand in person. Is always better. But if you can't make it Springfield, if you're a long way away, check it out there or SpringfieldRaceway.tv this weekend. But all of MLRA is going to be on Race On and looking forward to doing some things with them. They do a lot of feature stories and a lot of things with the drivers and help highlight things. So
like they go up to the drivers and.
Yeah, you've been a part of those interviews, haven't you? So
I think I've been a part of like one or two.
Yeah. So, they do a lot there. They're a smaller company, so they're able to change directions and spotlight things quickly. So, great service, great thing. And hopefully it's able to really bring MLRA back bigger, better than ever.
Very good. Well, let's have a good weekend in Springfield.
Awesome.
Before we go, two things. One, the NFL has been going crazy with all the trades. I don't know if I'm a big NFL fan. Max Crosby going to the Ravens. Trent, I don't know how you say it.
McDuffie.
Going to the Rams.
That's all
Thank
he's excited about.
I think there's a couple more. Oh, David Montgomery going to the Texans. And I think there's one more. I can't remember. And then at home, there's these big turkeys.
We've got a turkey problem.
There's like 5 of them.
So we need some help.
Yeah.
We need some help. So we're going to reach out to our people, to our peeps. One, it looks cool. So I see this video. So there's we're helping Trenton Masters. His car's in our shop, and we're helping him get his car going. I'd seen these turkey out front. Well, our hauler is all chrome on the bottom, and it's perfectly like Ryan Hargis has done a beautiful job washing this hauler. It's ready to go, right? I get a video and I'm looking, and these turkey are like all gobblers, and they're all strutting their stuff in front of the chrome and looking at the chrome on the bumper.
And just pecking it.
Then I go look at the side and get a video, and we have this damn gobbler that is pecking the side of my trailer. Like, you can't make this stuff up. I have dents on the side of my trailer that I got to have fixed because of this stupid turkey.
There's like 10 dents all around his trailer.
They're seeing their reflection, and they're attacking the other bird of stuff you can't make up going on at our shop. So I need to know, when is turkey season? Because I'm going to have the biggest gobbler anybody's ever seen. I'm going to post one of them on the damn wall. It's going to be hanging on our background. But I'm assuming, I don't know, like I need to shoot these turkeys before they keep tearing up my hauler. It's funny, but it'd be a lot funnier if it was somebody else's because it's really not that funny when it's yours. So
of all the issues being a race car driver.
Issues of racing is how are we going to get these damn turkey to quit beating up our hauler? So help me help you. I don't know if I can call the game warden and be like, hey, man, like, I need to do something.
He's going to be like, at all the calls I get today, we're having problems with turkey beating on trailers.
That's what somebody's like, just shoot them. I'm like, yeah, that's going to work. They're really going to believe that. I'm like, look at the dents on the side of this, but have proof that, yeah. So if anybody's got any solutions, that would be greatly appreciated for these Tom the turkey to quit pecking my hauler. So, yeah, things you can't make up. I literally, like, had I not seen the video, I wouldn't believe it myself, but there's proof and
on the trailer.
On the trailer. So
the video never lies.
The video never lies. So help me help you. To our listeners, we need some help to get rid of these damn turkeys. So help us. Help me help you.
We will start our show next week with an update on that problem. So
for sure.
Best of luck. B, thanks. Braden, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the B-Dub Podcast, brought to you by Algar Performance and by Schaefer's Oil, presented by Swino Visuals.